Hey guys, it's Brian from Stogie Review. I'm here with Ben, one of the effing new guys at Stogie Review, down in the swamps of Mississippi, and we're doing a little thing we like to call Herfin Heads. We are taking a look at the H. Upmann Legacy. I don't know if you've. I'm gonna do that thing because everybody does that thing. I don't think it does anything on my laptop, but H. Upmann Legacy. If you haven't seen it before, that's what it looks like. It's a. Well, first of all, how you doing, Ben?
So far, so good. Where do you get smoking?
Okay, and hopefully the video won't lag as much as it looks like it's lagging, but you'll get the impression watching at home. So anyway, the H. Upmann Legacy, it's a new thing. Altada has sent us some samples, and so we're checking it out. We didn't buy these, so that's disclosures out of the way. They are apparently made with vintage 2008 tobaccos from heirloom seeds. I don't know what that means, but apparently they've been keeping some seeds in a vault of some importance, and they used it to grow this, and it's all 2008 vintage tobacco. Its wrapper is Ecuador and Sumatra, which I believe I've read is the first time that Altadis has used that, either Altadis or H. Upmann. I think it's Altadis has not used Ecuador and Sumatra before. I think that's what I read somewhere. Nicaraguan binder and Nicaraguan and Dominican fillers, and that's uh that's what I've got in terms of background on this. Oh yeah, the size. It's about it's a Toro size, and I think it does appear to be called the Toro, and looks to be about $140-ish a box, and you're looking at 6 by 52 boxes of 20, and I think that about covers it. You wanna look it over and tell us what you think of the cigar visually, Ben?
Yeah, it's a really nice looking cigar actually.
Yeah.
Um, it's pretty on my sample that I have here is pretty smooth. Medium brown wrapper, but well constructed. Looks like from on my end here. I want to take this band off. There's a bottom band on this. I don't know if I can see that. It says Legacy. We haven't really figured out what that Legacy is supposed to mean. We're assuming it's the heirloom uh, seeds. I don't know. Foot looks well constructed too. Not no chips or nothing, no breaks. So far, so good. Really nice cap on it too.
Yeah, it does have a really, for the most part, kind of a delicate-looking wrapper. Lighter little model, but it's on the underside. It's interesting. All of the larger veins are hiding for on mine, but looking at the top, it's like almost seamless. It's pretty nice. I forgot to mention. I think this is supposed to be a full-bodied Upman. Like this, answers the need for because a lot of the other Upmans are kind of lighter to medium, and this is supposed to be the big daddy for people who need a more potent smoke.
Yes, I had one yesterday, and it is definitely the most full bodied H. Upman, but you know in today's standards, it's probably not what people consider full bodied, but it's got some oomph to it though for sure.
That was my experience too when I had either one or two of them. I don't recall what I've had so far. I think just the one, but yeah, it was definitely there was more body to it. And well, I guess we can get into that. We should probably light this thing up, and
Yeah.
we can come back in a few minutes and see how things are going. Now, and we're back. Well, how's it going, Ben?
Mine's burning really, really well. It had a kind of an unwavy burn line at the beginning, but it straightened itself out. And this ash, man, it looks like, I mean, it's perfect. Beautiful white ash, hold on really strong. Really good flavors too. How's
Yeah,
yours?
mine's a solid kind of a lighter gray ash. I mean, it's gone through a couple of phases of a touch of waviness here, but I mean nothing I probably would even talk much about in a review. It's got, as we were noting in between times here, it's got that thicker mascara burn line, which thinking from the thicker leaf, though it's interesting as thick a leaf as the wrapper seems to be, that it has such fine veins and so few of them. Aside from mine having a couple on the underside, which you would never know until you actually picked it up and looked at the backside of it. I don't know if it'll even come through, but aside from that, they're almost veinless, almost seamless. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, this cigar is really, really smooth. I mean, there's literally, it's hard pressed to find where the veins are on this. I mean, you can see the little fine veins, that's on the outer edge of the leaf. But as for a major like center vein or whatever, there's just like, there's nothing there on this one.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
In terms
How's
of
your draw on your
oh,
cigar?
the draw is fine. It's perfect. It just effortless, I'd say. Not too easy, but pretty good. Or just fine, just fine. So, I was looking at your pixelated face and say, "Whoa, that's not pretty good," but
Yeah,
ah,
this on mine is really good. It's like what I call the milkshake draw, like drawing a milkshake through a straw. That's kind of the way the resistance I get on this cigar is, which to me is perfect amount. So
I guess it
so
depends
far
on the
so good on this sucker.
kind of milkshake I guess you like to drink, I suppose. But yeah, I think I say that's
A
gonna
man's
run.
milkshake.
What's that?
A man's milkshake.
The one that brings all the boys to the yard? So I
What do
was
you think?
thinking flavor wise, I was getting a little bit of leather out of it, but increasingly I'm getting a little bit of a sweet aromatic cedar. Is that kind of consistent with what you're getting?
Yeah, I'm getting that, and I'm getting a little bit of pepper. It especially get the spice note when I retrohale the cigar. It actually is a really sweet like a black pepper. That doesn't even make sense. But if you smoke it, you retrohale it, you'll kind of figure it out. It's a sweet flavor, but it's got like a pepper bite to it.
I can see I see what you're saying there. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. I hadn't retrohaled in a bit. There's a little bit of a transition from where it was initially, and I that pepper wasn't there in the retrohale in the first, I don't know, half or inch or whatever it was that I'd been through, but it seems to be there now. It's kind of growing.
Yeah, it's like the pepper that I get on the cigar. It's not like, I mean, it's like Nicaraguan tobacco. And there's the first thing you think of Nicaraguan tobacco, black pepper. But I'm really not getting that on my palate. Like I get a spice, but to me, it's not like a black pepper. When I retrohale it, I get that kind of that little bit of a bite like that. But it's weird because it's sweet. So I don't know. It's unique.
I kind of enjoy that. I like it when those ones you mix the sweet in with the things that you don't commonly associate with sweet. It's kind of a neat effect. It's so far it's good. It's a good smoke. And
Yeah, so my ash is getting pretty long here. I mean, I think I should tap it where it falls on my shirt, but actually, I think it will hold on pretty well. I think I could keep going, but I'm scared to.
yeah, I think I probably will too. I'm not taking a picture of a tower of burn or anything for this, so I don't really need to worry about that.
This is a good candidate for one of those long ash contests for sure. I'm
Yeah,
not going to my luck anymore.
yeah. Well, I think that covers it for now. We can come back in a little bit and see how it is. A little farther in, see if it maintains the good sensation we're getting, or if it kind of starts to lose the plot a bit. So we'll see.
Sounds good. We'll be back in a minute.
All
Whoa.
right, we're back. Ben's trying to burn the hell out of his iPad with the cigar. All right,
Yeah,
so how's it treating you, Ben?
it's still smoking really well. I'm still like, see, the ash is holding on. The burn line is getting a little bit wavy,
Same
but
here.
I really could care less about that because it means nothing to me. But flavor wise, kind of the same. I kind of was picking up a little bit of coffee note in it, but now to me, it's getting a little bit more bitter. I'm getting a little bit more bitterness
Yes,
to it.
a touch of it, yeah. And we were talking a little bit about grassy cigars, and I can almost get like a grassy, kind of bittery, grassy type of thing out of it. And I suspect the reason you were getting the coffee, or part of the reason you're getting the coffee, is because you're drinking coffee, which we didn't
That's true.
really mention early on. I've got a Presidente I've been polishing off
Yeah.
over here too, so I don't know how that, but yeah, that could be an influence. I think Presidente is pretty light, so it probably won't do too much. But coffee, yeah, you're drinking coffee, you're gonna taste a little coffee probably.
Yeah, I kind of like paused for a little while because I thought the same thing, you know. But one of there's two, or really there's three drinks I would pair a lot with cigars. Coffee being number one, sweet tea, Southern, and bourbon. I love
Oh
bourbon,
yeah.
and all three of those drinks will go with every cigar. They'll interact differently with every cigar, but they'll all pair well with cigars. But I stopped drinking the coffee for a little while just to kind of see if I would keep getting it, and I did, but it was faint. But now, now, I'm not really getting it. I'm getting it with that bitterness. So what my brain might have, said that bitterness, just getting that bitterness and kind of translated it into coffee. That might have been it. I'm not real sure, but now I'm not really getting it, but I'm getting that bitterness too.
I'm also getting a little bit of a, I don't know if I call it quite creaminess, but it's almost like a, it's not quite caramel, but it's in that range. There's a little bit of it in there,
Yeah, I was
and
thinking caramel. That's what I was thinking because to
yeah,
me it's like a butteriness to it with
yeah,
that sweetness. So it kind of reminds me of like caramel. So
and
I can see.
it kind of gets that. There's a little bit of that feeling like almost like licking the licking cedar, almost with the scratchiness on the tongue, even feeling the taste and feeling to smoking it.
Well, okay. I've never done that before, so
I like cedar. What can I say? I get close and intimate with my cedar, but yeah, I mean, I still think it's pretty good. The bitterness that you're mentioning is not, for some people might be a killer, but I think it works okay with what I'm
yeah,
getting. I think it's not completely unbalanced in it. It plays all right.
yeah. It's
What
the bitterness to me. It's not like a really bitter like it's overbearing. To me, it kind of goes well with the rest of the flavors, but it's more pronounced now than it was when we first started smoking the cigar. But something you talk about the balance. Thinking back to what all the Jose Blanco has taught us over the years. To me, I'm actually getting a short finish on the cigar too. Well, maybe not short, but it's not a long finish. It's kind of like a medium finish on it.
I'm getting a
But
little bit of that kind of like I was talking about, that scratchy cedar, but I'm also getting kind of that pepper that we were talking about earlier that seems to be lingering. There's
yeah,
on all of the lighter, creamier, and all that stuff, that fades very quickly off in the finish.
yeah,
But that cedary, peppery kind of thing, it seems like it lingers a little while for me. Um, so it's, I would say it's a long finish. It's not one of those ones that you just taste forever, but it's definitely there for a little while. But
yeah, yeah. Well, but for me, so far so good. I mean, I'm enjoying this cigar for sure.
yeah, it's I'll be honest. There's not a lot of Altadis products I really like, but I like this one. I'd smoke this one. But I actually like or have liked in the past the number of the Upmans, despite the mildness of them. I've enjoyed the flavor of them. I don't necessarily need it to be balls to the wall strong or
Yeah,
full for me to enjoy it. And some of the lighter ones are very pleasant. I mean, not all the time, but this is nice in that it's got a little more body. It's a little ramped up, and yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. So
yeah, me too. And we talked about a little bit off the air here. Was I'm not a real big Altadis fan either. What I really liked was I did smoke, some of the Monty Whites when they came out the first. Um, but other than that, the H. Upmann line is probably the one that I enjoy the most. I really love the vintage Cameroon. That's a
yeah,
really good smoke for me. Also, we talked like the Monte Cristo 75th. We both really
yes.
enjoyed those, and those are amazing cigars.
Shame
But
about the
that's
price
kind
on
of
them, but yeah,
it. Price is nuts. The Epic is not a bad stick either, but it's kind of it with me. But I
the
also,
Frankinesa 1961, we were talking about that. That's one of theirs too.
yeah, that's really one that's really under the radar. Do they make that anymore? I don't. Do they still produce that stick? I don't know if they do or not. I'm not real
I
sure. I haven't seen them anywhere.
I think so. I don't see them around. I don't know if they got. They probably didn't get all that much attention. I mean, they got a little bit, tiny bit early on. I think mostly cigar geeks on their blogs and such, but yeah, I don't know if that they didn't really take the cigar world by storm for any period of time. So they're kind of lingering out there. They're good. I know that the shop My local shop used to carry them, and they have since disappeared. Kind of a shame, but you know, they're good. They're worth trying.
Yeah, I definitely like them. Like I was telling you earlier, I found one today looking for something else. I didn't know I had any left. I had one left, and I'm glad because I really enjoyed that cigar. I didn't get to smoke many of them because nobody around me carried them. And be honest, I'm not sure where I got the ones I had to smoke. But talking about another H. Hubman was the 1844 that was on the top 25 list of that lifestyle magazine. You know,
Yes, yes. I
I
heard that
you
it
know
was reblended, and that was supposed to be a really great thing now, and I've not had it. Have you?
I never had one until about 3 weeks ago, and one of the guys that works in my local shop in Biloxi, he comes over here like we'll hang out and have cigars. I said, hey, when you come over, bring one of those. I got to try this, see what the hype's about. Really damn good. I really enjoyed it. Like it was enough that I would buy a box of those. Really. So
Really?
if they're reblended, they did a hell of a job. I'm impressed.
So the viewers came here to find out about the H. Upmann Legacy, and we're going to recommend they go out and buy the H. Upmann other one. What was it again? The
844.
1844. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, apparently reblended. But if you're interested, you could stop now and go buy a box of those, or you can hang on for a bit, and then we'll tell you our final verdict on this. So I think
That's true.
we'll finish it now, and we'll come back in a minute or two.
Yep. See you in a bit.
All right, we're back, and we are running into the last little bit of the final third here for me. And you're a little ways out. You're
Yeah.
Ben. It can't keep Ben, quiet. He just keeps talking and keeps forgetting to smoke his cigar. So
Apparently I smoke slower than you do too. On top of that,
I
but I'm
find
a
that
slow smoker. I try to smoke slow.
yeah. um. Yeah, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, I thought you were trying to advertise what's on your shirt there for a second. Uh, yeah. So anyway, how's it treating you?
It's actually, to me, the flavors from the very beginning to where we ended our last segment, the flavors weren't that much of a difference. To me, there's a lot of difference now. To me, the pepper's a lot stronger. The bitterness is stronger. And the sweetness is completely gone now. That's kind of what I'm getting out of it.
I'm a little farther along. So you're getting the pepper that I was getting the pepper and the sweetness before, and I think you weren't getting quite so much. I'd agree. There's not much in the way of sweetness now. It seems like it's kind of more leathery, cedary, a little more potent, a little spicier, peppery.
Definitely spicier.
Yeah, all of the above is happening now. Still pretty good. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's made huge changes in the profile. Really, it's not. It's not really exciting. It's not a real interesting evolution of flavor as it goes. It's kind of generally moving from one side, kind of lighter, sweeter, into a more peppery, heavier type of profile. It's kind of a variation of the same with less sweetness to it. It seems like that's kind of it. Not boring exactly, but not terribly exciting. I mean, is sound like kind of what you're seeing on your end?
Yeah, I'm getting a ton more pepper out of it than I was earlier. It's a lot spicier now than it was for me earlier. And you're right. I get that leatherness to it, the woody, that cedar note, but like the sweetness is completely gone. I don't even get a hint of the sweetness anymore. None whatsoever. So for me, I much prefer the beginning of the cigar. Not that I like a sweet smoke, but I'm not a real big fan of spice bombs either. And to me, it's kind of turning into a spice bomb. So I guess it could appeal to a lot of people that way. Actually.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will actually enjoy the way this ends. I know, a number of myself that would be a fan of it. I think the that middle section where there was the pepper had grown, it gotten that some of those caramely kind of almost creamy type of flavors going on. It still
Yeah,
had some of the sweetness from early on. It mixed with the cedar and the leather. And there was some aromatics to it. I really like that. So the middle point of it.
yeah,
It's not bad at this point. It's just not as interesting to me. And I think if it's if you're looking for that fuller cigar, the more pepper, I think you're probably gonna like this at this point. You may enjoy it up to that point. But if this part appeals to you, that really strong pepper, you may not be willing to smoke to this point. I don't know, because it's I wouldn't say it's ever less than medium to start off with, but it's not really terribly full to start off with, and it doesn't really get there until maybe the final third ish area, I would say, at least
Yeah, it's
by
definitely more full near the end of the cigar.
yeah.
But for me, when I was first smoking this, I was like, yeah, to me, it's a box worthy smoke.
You think
But
so?
now that well, not now. At the end of the cigar, it's got a lot more spice that I'm not that big of a fan of. So to me, it's kind of I've downgraded to more like a 5 pack spoke now. So, you know, I think that what I'd like to do is age some of these. See how that would kind of more blend the flavors a little bit more together to where it's more like the middle section of the cigar we love the most.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of curious how that will affect it.
And these are fairly early samples. They're available for sale now, but these were samples, and I'm guessing they're early in the process. And so once they've had a chance to sit on the shop shelves for I don't know, a couple of months, a month or two. I mean, yeah, you could be looking at a completely different thing. Not bad, and definitely something I would smoke. Would be happy to. I don't think I'm gonna run out and buy a box of it. It doesn't
No,
appeal to me that much, but I like it. I think it's good. I mean, more than happy to smoke. If I have another one left, and I'm not sure, I'll be more than happy to smoke it at some point.
yeah, I'm getting kind of a toastiness out of it too. But we were talking earlier about the finish on these cigars, and I said it was kind of like a medium finish on it. But this now that it's spicier, I'm getting a longer finish on it. Like the black pepper is tingling in the back of my throat right now. It's still tingling.
Oh
The
yeah,
black pepper.
I get a little of the feeling in the throat too. You get a little of that. At this point,
Yep.
it's definitely giving me that. So there's a little bit of oomph to it for sure. And I think
Yeah.
that's what they were going for. They were going for an Upman with some cojones, and they got it. They did it, and they did it without
Yeah.
they did it without making a terrible smoke that's all pepper and power. I think, which is kind of a win for them. It's
Yeah.
like the Upmans I've had so far. It's a good smoke. It's something I would smoke.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad they didn't go overboard with the power. I mean, I hope that phase of kick you in the balls power with a lot of black pepper, maybe hopefully that's going away and dying away, kind of like the 7x70s, 6x60s, kind of that crap too that I don't like. Hopefully that'll go away too. But yeah,
I don't know, man. I think the people that love the big ring gauges and I love the kick in the throat pepper. I think those people are here to stay, at least for a while. I mean, tastes do change, gradually, but you know, I don't know. But it's hard
well,
to
that's
say. I
fine.
I think there are some more because just possibly because of the price considerations. We've seen more great smokes that are not quite as potent that have come out that are focusing on flavor because some of the really heavy potent tobacco is more expensive and it takes longer I think to just ferment and get ready. So I think that there is more of that available now, or there's more attention on some of that stuff now than there has been in the past. But I think the balls to the wall cigars are going to be here to stay for a while. I really think that, and I don't think the 6x60s. Everybody I talk to, those things still blow off shelves. So yeah, we're
Yeah,
stuck with we're
they still
stuck with
do
those
here.
massive gorilla fingers, man.
Yeah, they fall off the shelves here too. I mean, I'm a Corona Gorda guy, Lonsdale. That's my favorite sizes, traditional sizes. I guess I'm a traditionalist cigar smoker, but I have noticed more of a trend now where, yeah, you're right. They'll stay, but now you're seeing, for me, I'm seeing more cigars that are more well balanced, more flavorful without, having to kick your teeth in, and more traditional sizes now. You're not coming out with just massive ring gauges, and that's pretty much it now. Other than a Robusto will be the small one now.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of thinks that they have to make the 6x60. That everybody is kind of doing that out of just because they have to. I think, and that's just going to continue as long as people keep buying it, and people do. People like it. They're going to keep making them. But yeah, you're right. I've seen some good sizes and some good flavor over power, considerations out there amongst cigars. So, yeah,
But one of the things I hear about like the 6x6 is people buy them a lot is because price points. I mean, if you look at the price, I think they're getting a lot more cigar for just maybe a buck more, 50 cents more or something. They're getting a
exactly.
lot more tobacco. And then I had another school of thought is well, they like the massive amounts of smoke that you can pull off of them and they put out, which is something on this cigar. I get a lot of smoke off this cigar too,
Oh, I
and
get
it's not
plenty.
massive. It's not massive, cigar either. So I don't know. Yeah, I think they're here to stay too, but I'm glad to see a lot more Coronas and Lonsdales coming out now too. So I'm happy, as long as they keep the rest of us happy, and they can keep making their massive, 8x80, nothing but pure Lajero crap.
All right. Well, I think we've beaten this one to death. So I think the verdict is we give it a thumbs up. Maybe not a
Yeah,
box
yeah,
buy, but a thumbs up. Smokable. Try it out. Give it a check it out. Give it a month or two. Smoke one now and then smoke one in a couple of months. See how it is, and yeah, that about covers it.
yeah. I think a little bit of age on this will make these even better than they are now. I mean, I enjoy these. I'll smoke another one of these for sure, but I think you give a few months, I think they'll even be better.
I bet you're right. All right. Well, I guess we'll sign off with that. This has been Herfin Heads at Stogie Review, and you've been treated to the pixelated stylings of Ben Lee and Brian Hewitt. We'll catch you next time.